All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever found yourself typing something like "sell internet data and earn money in India" into a search engine? Well, if you have, you are definitely not alone. Turns out that's one of the fastest growing searches out there. But what does it actually mean? In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you what's really going on.
So let's cut to the chase. Can you do it? Is it even possible? The short answer is yes, but it's almost certainly not what you think. There's a ton of confusion around this, so we're going to clear it all up right now.
Because honestly, this whole thing isn't about some shady company buying your personal browsing history or your private messages. No way. The whole concept works in a completely different and frankly, much more interesting way.
So first up, we've got to bust the big myth. What everyone calls selling your data is actually about monetizing your internet connection. And trust me, those are two very, very different things. Let's break it down.
Okay, so look at this. This slide really gets to the heart of it, separating the fear from the fact. On the left, you've got the myth, this idea of you selling off your private history. But the reality, over on the right, is all about companies using these things called proxy networks. And the key takeaway here is that they're monetizing the connection, not your personal info.
And here's the crucial point. When we talk about internet data monetization, we're talking about accessing data that is already publicly available. You know, the kind of information anyone can see online. Think about a company that needs to check flight prices on hundreds of competitor websites. They need to see that public data at a huge scale. That's what this is all about. Which brings us to a really big question. Why India? Seriously, why is there this sudden gold rush for Indian internet connections? Well, it turns out just being where you are is incredibly valuable.
Think about it. India's e-commerce market is just exploding right now. So global businesses absolutely need to see what's happening on the ground. They need to check local prices, see what search results and ads look like in Mumbai versus Delhi, and browse app stores just like a real user in India would. Your internet connection is their window into that local world.
And this quote just nails it. It's not about watching you, it's about seeing the internet through your location's eyes. This is absolutely essential for everything from basic market research to making sure their online ads are even showing up correctly.
So how in the world do these companies do this? They can't just, borrow your connection for a minute. The answer is in the engine room of this whole data economy, proxy networks. Let's take a peek at how they actually work.
Okay, imagine a business trying to check thousands of prices from a single computer. Any website would immediately spot that weird activity, block their IP address, which is basically their computer street address, and bam, the data collection stops. Proxies are the solution to that exact problem.
It's actually a pretty simple but super powerful process. A business sends out a request. That request gets funneled through a network like ProxyRack. The network then assigns it an IP address from its pool of connections in India. And just like that, the business sees the website exactly as if they were a local user, with no blocks.
Okay, now that we've got the myth busted, we understand the demand, and we know the tech behind it, let's get back to the main event, how you can actually earn some money in this whole ecosystem.
And here is the big mental shift you need to make. The real opportunity isn't to sell a product, which would be your data. It's to become a piece of the infrastructure that makes this whole thing possible. See the difference? You're not the product. You're more like a partner in the network.
And this is where it all becomes real for you. Companies like ProxyRack have actually created programs that let everyday people like you and me contribute our internet connections to their network and get paid for it.
So let's talk numbers. What does this actually look like? Well, by joining something called the ProxyRack Peer Program, you can earn up to 50 cents per gigabyte of data that's shared using your connection. So all that huge global demand we talked about, this is how it translates into a real earning opportunity for you.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Anytime we talk about sharing anything online, the words ethical and secure have to be front and center. So how can you be sure a program like this is legit and, safe?
This is a really important distinction they make. The entire focus is on enabling access to public information, not collecting or selling private data. It's a service that's built on the idea of ethical access, just providing the pipes for businesses to do their work. And look, this isn't just empty talk. We're talking about concrete commitments. You've got everything from being certified by groups like the Ethical Web Data Collection Initiative to real security measures like Know Your Customer verification to keep bad actors out. Things like clear, transparent terms and strict policies, that's what separates a responsible network from all the rest.
So there you have it. We started with a simple search query, and now we've uncovered a whole global digital economy. We've busted the myth, we've seen the demand, and we've found the real opportunity. The question isn't about selling your data anymore. The real question is, now that you know how it really works, are you ready to be a part of the infrastructure that powers our connected world?